You can achieve mouse-like precision with motion controls. Motion controls, also known as Gyro Aim, have been added to the finals. Now, every PC and PlayStation player can use their wrists in conjunction with the analog sticks to aim and enjoy mouse-like precision without the need for aim assist. Still, I know what you're thinking, and I already answered that in my Gyro Beginner's Guide. Link in the description. Why would I want to use that? Well, Gyro can vastly improve your gaming experience by being the controller's mouse. Basically, Gyro will follow your physical movements the same way that a mouse would. Because, I don't know if you noticed, but still, only a small list of games implement this feature correctly. And now, the finals joins the list. So what platforms support this? PS5 and PC. On PC, this only works with a DualShock 4 or DualSense with a USB connection. Usually, I would say that you can use DS for Windows to emulate a DualShock 4 to play with different controllers, but I could not make this work for the life of me. So if someone is watching and knows how to make it work, please leave a comment. Okay, so how do you enable Gyro? Just go to the game settings, controllers, and way down there you will see the new Gyro section. The default settings are already good enough, but you will probably want to change two of the most important settings, that being Gyro Active Mode and the Gyro Sensitivity. You can choose if Gyro will be on only while ADSing, on all the time except when ADSing, or just on all the time. I like to play with Gyro always on, but even if the gyro implementation in this game is very good, some key features are missing, such as a gyro disable button. That is important for repositioning your controller. It's like lifting a mouse to reposition it, but instead of lifting, you press a button. Because of the lack of this feature, the only way to reposition the camera and the controller is to use the right analog stick. The other important setting is the sensitivity slider. I'm very happy to say that this does follow the natural sensitivity scale. That means that if the sensitivity is set to 1, the real-world rotation will be perfectly aligned with the game. And if you set it to like 4, 1 full rotation in real life will mean 4 full rotations in game. And you can go up to 20, so it's pretty fast. For beginners, I recommend using Gyro only while ADSing and with the sensitivity set to 2. But if you want to get used with Gyro always on, I recommend setting the sensitivity to 3 or 4. And if you are already an experienced Gyro player, I recommend 6 and upwards, because this game is very fast. For most players, this is all that you need to know to get started. Just remember, this isn't a Wii mode. Moving your arms won't do much. Use your wrists. Use the analog sticks to get close to your target and use Gyro to do the rest of the tracking. But what about the other settings? What do they do? Gyro sensitivity vertical ratio. When set to 1, the horizontal and vertical sensitivity will be the same. When decreased, the gyro sensitivity will be lowered in relation to the horizontal sensitivity, and vice versa. This is useful in case you want to increase the vertical sensitivity to not twist much of your wrists to look up and down, or to increase the stability by decreasing the vertical sensitivity. Gyro Zoom Sensitivity Multiplier. When set to 1, the zoom sensitivity will be the same as the hip fire sensitivity. This is useful to keep gyro consistent, but you can also decrease this to make gyro more stable, but slower while zooming. Gyro steadying will make small movements more filtered than big movements, making gyro super smooth and steady without using dead zones. Default value is already good enough. Usually it isn't that good to highly increase this kind of filter to not cause delay or drag effect. But if you are experiencing noise when doing small movements, then feel free to increase this value. Gyro smoothing does exactly what it says. It smooths out the noise coming from the gyro sensor. At least I think it does, because this option doesn't seem to work. Look input effect on gyro. This will determine if the right analog stick will leave gyro on or if the gyro will be disabled once you start moving the right analog stick. Gyro orientation. This is very complex, so you don't need to change this at all. If you actually want an explanation, just watch my Gyro Beginner's Guide. Gyro local orientation use roll will activate roll mode while using local space gyro. Again, if you don't know what this means, just watch my Gyro Beginner's Guide. I will say, the best gyro orientation is missing. that being player space. What we have here is already pretty good, but if the game doesn't feel as good as Fortnite, then that is most likely the reason. Gyro invert vertical input will do exactly that. Up will be down and down will be up. Overall, this is a pretty good gyro implementation, though it is missing some key features like a gyro disable button, acceleration, and FlickStick. Also, it seems that the game has a strong recalibration that can sometimes fight against your movements. I've heard this is an OS problem on PS4 and PS5, but still, now that I mentioned FlickStick, FlickStick allows you to snap the camera to the exact angle that you pointed with the right analog stick. Instead of constantly moving the camera in one direction, I can just snap to the angle that I pointed. And in a game as frenetic as this one, high analog stick sensitivities just aren't cutting it. FlickStick is reliable, fast, and precise, even if players may need to rewire their brains to use it. Hopefully this can be added in the future. Let's just wait and see if this video will need a part 2. For more motion control games and tips, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.